Hello, friends. Welcome back. It's Tuesday. It's Omni X-Men time. And that means we're breaking through that Claremont Omni X-Men with Wolverine.
What's up, bub? We laughing at bub.
So jealous, man. I gotta get me some X-Men, man.
This is like we're doing a live Lego build, right? Was that today?
Yeah, of course we are.
Of course we are.
That's why we got this. That's why we got JD.
I was gonna say this is perfect.
I'm ready to go.
I got crud. I got Batman.
JD. Come on, DC. Come on, man.
Where's your Wolverine?
He didn't get the memo.
I didn't. What I really want is the Blackbird that he's got. Dude, it's got so many cool X-Men, and it's got a Sentinel, a Lego Sentinel.
It's cool.
I don't know how I missed this set.
Cool.
Hey, everybody, welcome. Thanks for being here, JD, and thanks for being here, Justin. How's everybody doing?
Heck yeah, JD, we're so pumped to have you, man.
Yeah, I'm super happy to be with you guys. Usually today is my wife and I dinner times, but she made the exception because she saw pictures of you guys. She knows you guys, and she's like, "Well, have fun with your boys."
Well, shout out to the wife then. Tell her thank you for lending you to us for the day, for the hour.
Super excited. I love it. Love the show. I always watch the replay. Keep it up, brothers. Big fan.
Well, you are definitely a big part of the season. You've been in on a bunch of great pivotal issues up to now. So it's kind of nice to be able to finish it out with one last Uncanny issue together.
Yes.
It's a good one.
It's a really good one. I love this one.
Yes. Well, I mean, look at that cover. I mean, come on. Let's jump into the chat, say hello to some people, and hear a really bad dad joke. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
What do you get if you combine the White Queen and a shark? Frostbite.
There
it is. Magic Lasso coming in strong. Also a big member of this show. He's going to be on our finale coming up in a few weeks here. I think 3-4 weeks out. So make sure you are ready for some Magic Lasso comedy live on the show as well.
Yep.
We got the Sove Collector here. What is going on? He says
what's up, Michael?
He's excited for the follow-up to the story he hasn't even read.
Oh, all right.
How late will John be? Over under was 5. I think I beat that. I think I beat you again.
Just barely. Yeah.
That's all. Under the wires. All that matters. And there it is, Jackson Roy Kirk having faith in me.
Nice, Roy Kirk.
Right dollar bills. We got Azores. Eric is in the chat. Good to see you, Azores Tiger.
What's up, Eric?
Thank you for hanging out with us, man. Let's see who else we got here. We got Brother John. He says, "What's good, brothers and sisters?"
Another John.
X-Men comics are good, especially when they're written by Chris Claremont. That just makes it all the better.
Agreed.
We got artist extraordinaire J Hood Creative, probably sitting at his table right now, sketching something. Would love to hear what you're working on, man.
What's up, Jamie?
We are done with Marvel fanfare, man. Come on, stop trying to push that on us. That is the past. We don't live in the past.
Yeah, we're onward and upward.
Admittedly, we have a Bizarre Adventures coming up really soon. Next time you're on my channel, so we're still living on the edge here. But no, all done with that. So welcome back, everybody. This is the Omni X-Men show, the show that is on Justin and Mai's channels every other week, bouncing back and forth, where we are going through the Chris Claremont run, omnibus by omnibus, as we explore these issues in chronological order, how Claremont wrote them. Yeah,
the invisible Omni here.
If you want to make sure you don't miss next week's 153 issue, you got to make sure you're subscribed and click the link in the description of the video down below to make sure you're following that guy.
That's right.
At the same time, our notorious guest here on Instagram and here on YouTube, lots of great content as well. So if you're not subscribed to JD, my SoCal Disneyland homie, you're missing out. So
agreed.
Those links are there too. So make sure you follow them.
JD, what's the shirt you have on there? Is that or is there an artist that goes with that? I couldn't tell what that is.
This, no, I bought this at Disneyland.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It was just a little shirt. So
cool.
When you see Venom and Wolverine in the same shirt, you have to buy it.
Yeah, I was like, man, you got like the dream team on there.
I was like a tiny little Hulk too.
Yeah.
Give me a little.
Wait, is that Silver Surfer?
Little Thor hammer.
Who's in the corner there? Is that Silver Surfer?
Yeah, Silver Surfer.
That's dope, dude.
Look at that thing over there, and little Thor. I was like, totally. Venom, Wolverine. Come on.
Nice.
So we try to kick off these episodes with a little quick rundown of how we felt about it, and we try to end each episode with the trivia from last week. So make sure you stick around for the whole show, catch all of it, because you could be entered into the big giveaway coming up on June 28th, I believe was the date. So when we do that big show on the 28th, slabs are going out, trade paperbacks are going out, key X-Men books are going out, original art is going out. Yep. If you want to be entered to win, you got to answer some questions or make JD laugh, because he's going to decide some of that at the end of the show. So be here for all of that. Don't miss out on any of it. We got Perry in the chat. Good to see you, Perry. I hope you're doing well.
What's up, Perry?
J-Hood says he's working on the details for the cockpit on a TIE fighter. He says another night or two and it'll be done.
Nice.
Very nice.
If you haven't followed J-Hood, you're missing out on a ton of that great art, and again, great commentary on classic comics. Also a big part of the Comic show, because he created our theme song for us and that intro for us. So much appreciated.
Nice.
Yeah, Bizarre Adventures is a black and white comic from this same early 80s era, and yeah, you should check it out. Check it out. Yep. Chet Scotland in the chat. Good to see you, sir.
What's up, Chet?
And we got the House of Nerd show. Good to see you as well. There are no sandwiches in this, JP. But Justin, what are your quick thoughts here? This is issue 152, the continuation of last week's episode, an issue. What were your first thoughts here on this one?
Yeah, so I think I don't know if, again, it's just that we're just finally getting into the Uncanny X-Men titles again, and maybe it's been a while, and so I don't know if it's just that or if this was just really, really great. I think it's just really, really great. I really enjoyed this issue. I love that this was as a two-parter, the way we had kind of been left off. The way things wrapped up at the end of the last issue. Was really curious to see where this continues to go. I love the idea of this whole kind of switching minds, switching bodies, kind of tricks that Chris Claremont had put together. So, I was kind of curious how this was all going to kind of unravel. I think we get a ton of like character building here, some relationships within the team members, which is fantastic. And then on top of that, we get some awesome action and some stunning artwork. Is it McLeod? I think it's McLeod that's doing the main art on this. Bob McLeod.
This one is a Bob McLeod. He worked a little bit on the last issue, but he was one of like 4 on that one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And this one, he's
an artist.
Yeah. Him being the main guest penciler on this. It's beautiful stuff, man. I need to go and check out more of his artwork, because I've heard of him and I've seen his art.
He's one of those journeyman guys who's just done a ton of great books. And so if you went through and looked at his list, you'd be like, dang, that guy's a worker. He's a worker.
I bet.
JD, did you know him? Have you heard of Bob McLeod before?
Yes. Basically, it was the X-Men parts where I got introduced by him.
Nice.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing, Googling, because I was like, oh, dude,
yeah.
I don't remember him, but then I did see some issues, so I was like totally excited.
Totally. I'm going to give this. I'm going to go with a mid-9, like a 9.294, because I enjoyed it that much. And again, I'm not sure if it's just because we're getting, the Hellfire Club and everything else. It just, remembering all the great stuff we had just come off of with the Dark Phoenix saga. Maybe it's a little high of that. Who knows? But I think it's deserved to be a higher grade like that. So I'm going to go with a 9.294 range.
Sounds good.
Nice.
Sounds good. JD, what about you?
Totally. He hit everything. I enjoyed this issue. I haven't read this for a while, and I did like the character buildup, especially amongst Storm and Kitty. That totally blew my mind when I didn't catch it when I was younger.
Sure.
And the art's amazing, and of course, the body switching was total blast for me. So I totally enjoyed this issue. I'd give it like a 9.2. Also, it was totally entertaining. I love this issue. I'm probably gonna reread it again just because I liked it that much.
Yeah, it's a fun 2-parter. You read the 151, 152 together. I think it's a good 2-parter. Looks like the chat is saying some things about the issue about Bob McLeod. He's going to be at Baltimore Comic-Con.
Oh, nice.
He worked on the New Mutants, the very beginning of the original New Mutants run.
Oh, okay.
A comic called Superhero ABCs. I was remembering that. And Lasso saying this is a first for him. He had finally gotten around to reading it, and it was worth the wait.
Nice.
He did GN, and the first 10. I don't know what GN. I'm trying to think what GN might stand for. I don't know. So I don't know. Jay will have to tell me. Okay. It fully blanked. I would agree with you guys. Somewhere in that 9.092 range. The only thing hurting this one for me was no pink and purple robots. Kind of a jip. Like they had them. Really important, great part of 151. was we had Sentinels fighting all the Sentinels. And I was like, at some point, they got to come into this one, right? No, we used them all up. You used up all your Sentinels. So I wanted at least a single Sentinel, but got a little bit robbed on that one. So a little bummed about that. But I will also say, when I was completing this run and getting all the single issues, this was one of the last, I'd say, 15 books that I got, somewhere in that range. And when I finally got this and held the cover and saw it for the first time, I was really kind of like, God, this is an underrated piece of art. Like, this is pretty. I had never really looked at it as like a great cover until then. And so, yeah. Marvel graphic novel. That's graphic novel. Gotcha.
Nice.
One of the original. Okay, gotcha.
Cool.
All right, so let's dive into the slideshow, which I have not shared yet. So I'm gonna have to do the quick screen share here. Sorry about that, folks.
All good.
I have not.
JP does make a good point. He says Sentinels are a limited resource, John.
No, I disagree. They're all that matters. Okay, so let's jump over and
spoilers.
Share the slideshow. There.
Spoilers ahead.
Hey, so yeah, let's talk about this cover a little bit here. I mean, two awesome ex-ladies, scantily clad, flying in the air, and everybody's gaping and aghast. And you get this amazing Spider-Man TV show logo across the top. What are your thoughts on this thing?
Yeah, I think that this is, as you said, underrated for sure. Like, I like seeing it in the omnibus and even on my iPad, like up close. I've seen this cover. Like, I've definitely seen this as I was like flipping through, bins and stuff like that before, but never really gave it too much attention. It is really, I think it's beautiful artwork. I mean, just seeing it up close here, just in the omnibus right now. And then, even seeing the facial expressions of like Professor X, like it's just enough detail to still, like, you really can get that shocking, like, oh my goodness, expression. So, I'm going to have to get this. I mean, I don't own this book. I have it in the omnibus. I don't own the actual single issue. So this is definitely going on the hunt list as I'm extending now past my 143 goal, looks like here. But I like this cover. I'm down with it.
JD, how about you, man?
Totally love the cover. The ladies in the front popping out. What Azores just said, the green makes it for me. And of course, the advertisement. You gotta love Spidey in the advertisement.
Gotta embrace it. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, just having them watch that. But the ladies in the front, I think that made the cover for me.
Yep.
Right. I mean, X-Men's always this book where I think they've really had some of the best and most interesting female characters, and it's always nice when they're given like front center. I will say, like, as a kid, of course, like, they're barely wearing anything and they're flying around. Like, this was like, Kid John buys this book. Like, this is one you don't leave on the shelf. Yeah. But I can get other people feeling like, it's just like fodder for kids. And I know people that hate the banners and don't like the banners, but I'm with Jackson Ward Kirk. I love the nostalgia of it. The old school NBC peacock symbol, I'm down with it. I love it when it's the bicycle, or this book could be worth $10,000. I don't care. There's a nostalgia element for me that clicks when I see that. So for me, it works. I like all of that. I do think when I first saw it the first time, I'm like, who are these characters? Because that's not Storm. She's dressed differently. I don't know who this other lady is with the silver hair and the unitard. I don't know what's going on. It definitely threw me. What is up, Art Chemist? Good to see you. And Chet says, I hated the advertisements. Always ruin the focus. I get it. I can get it. I get it both ways. So I'm with it either way. But let's dive into this story here. We jump right into car chase, lightning bolts, Storm is flying, Kitty's falling out of the car. Like, it's crazy. This is like chaos, right? When you first opened this up, Justin, were you just like, what is happening?
Yes, this is absolutely awesome. The car scene, like just seeing like Kitty's reaction to everything as she's kind of waking up from that. The artwork is beautiful. It really is well done. And again, just refreshing after going through some of the other stuff. It's been a little, rocky here and there, some good, some bad. This really has stood out to me, and I love, again, action right away. I love that Kitty's flying out of the car, and Emma is like trying to grab her. You see her hand going through her leg, and it kind of like, explaining some of that there. Again, just a nice refresher of kind of somehow of, her abilities work and stuff. And wild scene, wild opening scene for sure.
JD, that first splash page, come on, right? That's just nuts.
Stunning. It's like right when you open the first page, we're all, how beautiful Storm looks with the rain. It's a winner, dude. I totally love this. And then you see Kitty going through the car. I'm like, oh, where's she gonna go? Like, is she gonna live or not? But I totally dug the first panel. The first 2 pages were amazing and got me right into the story again. And I just dove into this book right here. This was amazing.
So collector calling out the Datsun 240Z. My first car I owned was a 280Z, so I wasn't far off of this. It was two-tone brown too. I looked pretty sweet. I looked pretty fly for a white guy riding around in that thing. So for those that don't know the story, this is not Storm, and that's not Emma Frost. They Freaky Friday'd, and what we've got here is Emma trying to figure out how to use Storm's power while chasing down Storm in Emma's body, trying to save Kitty Pryde from the Hellfire Club. She's driving her away in this purple Datsun, trying to get back to the X-Men mansion. Kitty, meanwhile, has no clue what's going on and was unconscious for portions of this, and now thinks Emma Frost is trying to kidnap her, so she's trying to get away. It's all very buck wild going on in this early bit here.
Yep.
So then the car goes off of the rails here. It just absolutely wipes and explodes. And the explosion is such that it even like forces Emma/Storm to try to control it with a gust of wind and blow herself like miles away. And Kitty wakes up among the wreckage and flashes back to remember all of what happened. JD, I'll throw it to you. This was a ton to take in just 2 pages, right? How do you feel about all this?
Totally, again, still love the action. They threw it in there. You can see her in the bottom, our left side or my side looking at it, where you see her flying away. Right. So that made me laugh when I saw that. But just the art is amazing. Totally underrated, like you guys said before. And then Kitty's just coming back and trying to remember everything. And I just fell in love with it. This was... I don't know, stunning. This is totally stunning for me.
Absolutely.
What do you think, Justin?
Yeah. So first of all, getting some Stephen Strange vibes here with the car flying off the
angle of the car for sure.
Flashbacks for sure. I love the panel of Storm. Well, the body of Storm. Emma Frost in these flames as she kind of got caught up in the fireworks there. Just love how that's like all drawn, and seeing the flames around her body it really was cool. The other interesting thing I wanted to point out was that I really liked how the flashback was told by Kitty's perspective. It wasn't just an overarching like, here's what happened in the last issue or whatever, which they've been doing, they've kind of been. So here they just gave us the perspective of Kitty, which really helps, kind of re-put the reader back into understanding, okay, here's why Kitty's freaking out still. This is all she knows, to her. And then even as a reader, even, going back and considering what had happened, we still technically don't know how this all happened in terms of, the swap. So I just
we're like her. We're missing pieces of this. Right?
Totally. So I thought it was well done. And then the other thing too, to point out here is both Storm and Emma are struggling to really still learn how much power they have and how to use those powers to their advantage. And, we saw a little bit in the last issue, but still some things that are overdone or underdone. And so here, even so with the wind, she's trying to, save herself with the gust of wind, and it kind of like overdoes it in a way. So it's interesting to see that they're struggling with that too.
I totally agree with all of that. Yeah, I like how they're trying to figure out how to use these powers. And, it's not like Storm is just like all of a sudden a telepath. Like she's struggling to utilize these tools.
Yeah.
I love this car crash. It even reminds me of some drawings from Hush with Batman, where his car, the Batmobile, goes off of the bridge and like hits on the nose and flips. I love this when they take like several panels to show that car wreck like that. So cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely looks amazing.
Agreed.
So the montage continues with Kitty realizing, oh my gosh, Emma's gonna burn to death. Do I really want to save her? And then she has this wonderful like, I could save her, I could let her die. And then you have Storm flying into the Hellfire Club and saying, I think I just burned my body. I love this bit where she's like going to Sebastian Shaw and saying, so the car wrecked, my body was in it, it's possible I'm stuck as a black lady now. Like this basic, and I know that like Sebastian Shaw handles this information really well. He's like, yeah, but you're an Omega level mutant hottie. Like, let's just let it go. Like it's a win-win. Like they'll let it go. I don't think personally I would handle the news as well as Emma handles it. Emma's very casual about like, yeah, you're right. This is a pretty sweet deal. Yeah. Instead of like, what? Yeah. You know, it's very different than when Lois Lane went black. That didn't go over so well with Superman. That was a very controversial moment. So what are your thoughts here on some of this, Justin?
Yeah, so I mean, I like seeing how Kitty is struggling to decide what is the right move here, and it's very valid on both sides. She's worried that she's going to, save this quote unquote villain who is just going to turn on her anyways and zap her with her mind, and then she's going to be like, "Dang it, why did I save her?" So that's the one half. But then on the other side, it's like, as she even says, she says, "I'm supposed to be the hero. I'm supposed to be better than her." I really like that that was all the thought process going through her head. And again, as someone who is a young team member of the X-Men, still just stepping up and still learning what the right moves are, it's definitely something that I could see anybody being torn with in that regard. So, and still questioning too, like, she thinks that's Emma Frost. So, obviously, luckily it panned out. The other thing, like you said, I think that I was a little surprised that Emma kind of took it so well that she's like, okay, like I made this change. Like it was over the course of like the 2 panels or whatever. Maybe it's because of, Sebastian like wooing her and, the makeout session there. I don't know.
I mean, like, there's really no loser in this Emma or Aurora thing that he's going through here.
I feel like truthfully feel that Emma would still rather be Emma because she's just grown up with the ability she's grown up with, regardless of what power she's taken.
We kind of see that later when she realizes that Storm survived in her body, and that like, oh, maybe that I still can get back to where I was.
A little relief.
A little bit. JD, what were your thoughts on this? On Kitty Pryde's dilemma?
I totally loved it because, as Justin said, she's a new person to the team, and she's becoming a hero.
And she's still a kid. She's still like teenager. A little kid.
Yeah, and struggling to see, do I really want to save her? And our team will be fine if I don't. But heroes don't do that. And just the middle part where you see her face going, oh, do I really want to do it?
Yeah.
I love that. But she did the right thing right here, so she's going to do it. And the second part of it where, I would have been really mad if I can't get my original body and I'm going to be stuck on this. But
I mean, I guess it depends on the skin, right?
Yeah, definitely. But if you're used to it and growing up in that body, you want to stay in the same body. Right. But with the kiss, I sealed it for her. I guess, hey, as long as, he loves me, I think I'm okay.
Well, I don't think necessarily becoming a black woman in the 70s is going to really be an upgrade for Emma Frost. I think that's going to make life a lot more challenging in America. But that's just maybe my perspective on that.
But art amazing still. Art amazing.
Right?
Yeah, I love the close-up of Kitty's face there, too. The blue eyes. We always talk about the lighting. I think that's so well done.
The fire. Great light. But also look at like Storm when she dives in and the black across her face where you can't see the angry scowl. I think there's some great stuff there as well, for sure. Yeah. So here we jump to Emma trying to convince Kitty, no, I'm really Storm. I swear, I'm just stuck inside this horrible body. I can't get out. And then Kitty saying, I don't know how I feel about this. I can't test you. I can't ask you a question because you're a telepath. So you would know the answer that I'm thinking of. Doesn't work. Yeah. Meanwhile, Kitty and the Hellfire Club have been captured. Oh, sorry, the Hellfire Club has captured the X-Men, and they're all wearing power dampeners or the gimp hoodie that they always seem to have ready for Cyclops. Meanwhile, Leland is very upset about the last battle he had with Wolverine, and he's like, no, I'm going to let this guy know what I can do. And he starts beating the crap out of Wolverine. I think it's hilarious. This whole sequence is just like, I don't know. I'm loving all of this, but where are you at with this, JD? Like, what are your thoughts going on with this Hellfire stuff?
The Hellfire part was amazing, but the beginning part where they're just discussing, well, ask me anything. Storm,
right?
Emma, is telling her, "Well, ask me anything. I'll answer it. I know everything about you." And she's like, "Well, of course you're a mind reader." that was hilarious right there, just reading that part. And it's in my head, I'm thinking, yeah, if you can read my mind, well, I can't hide anything.
Right.
So I'd love that conversation right there. And then coming into the group shot, I love the group shot art. I thought it was super cool. It brought us into the little story. And then if you read the issue before, payback is what they're trying to do.
Absolutely.
And just seeing Wolverine hit that wall, I was like, oh, I was waiting for the next page to see if something like bigger was going to happen. But I totally love this whole 2 pages here.
Which is a comment on issue 133, where we saw Wolverine basically take out a ton of these guys.
Yes.
And I pulled that out last time. I always have it at the ready. But like Wolverine and these henchmen, they definitely have a history together.
Yes.
So Leland and these henchmen very, very upset. And by the way, just for you, JP, there's Leland's crotch, buddy. Anytime you want. Anytime. I got you. Sorry. Let's get back to the regularly scheduled programs here.
Knew that was coming.
There we go. Sorry. Yeah, I got you, JP. So there's definitely some tension built up, right, JD? That's what you're saying?
Yes. Total tension there.
Justin, what about Emma and Kitty here in this little like tube trying to figure out life?
Yeah. I'm glad that Kitty like was aware and caught on, like, well, you could just read my mind, and so you can't just like ask me any question or whatever. So I, even in that moment too, like I kind of thought, like, if I was Storm right now, how would I solve that? How would I prove this? And I really couldn't think of anything, at least in this little moment of reading it. And I'm like, man, that is tricky to like prove yourself, even though she knows you can read her mind. So I like that was a thing. What's up, Sheena? The other thing I liked is the references you pointed out to 133. I like that there's a little bit of background history with the henchmen that we've learned about. And so if anybody's read that issue in that series, you know exactly what they're talking about. And it's a nice way to hint back if anybody missed it, then to go back, because that was just a great issue. But yeah, I like that they give them a little bit of personality here, and we learn a little bit about them and how they've turned like half human, half robot or whatever it is. And I know we'll get into it, but I just like that they were a little bit more recognized other than just being random henchmen.
For sure.
So yeah.
Apparently JP regrets bringing it up, and Chet's feeling a little nauseous. But yeah, I agree. Sorry, not sorry. I
asked for it.
Leland is back. What do you expect? And I do, to Justin's point, maybe I'm going 9-2 on this instead of 9-0, because I do appreciate the ways in which they've layered in backstory without just giving us exposition dumps. I think it's been a better way to do it is to have characters come in with grudges, and then that references, right? Or Kitty Pryde waking up trying to remember what happened.
Yeah.
And referencing. I think it's a very clever use of exposition dumping.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
There you go. Moving on. Xavier's trying to plead with them. They all sort of feel like, hey, is this Storm? Is this not Storm? What is Storm wearing? What is happening right now? Meanwhile, apparently, Kitty Pryde and Emma Storm have gone and found Kitty's dance teacher, because who do you call when you need help is a dance teacher, Stevie Hunter. And Stevie has driven them back to the Hellfire Club to kind of see what's going on. Are they at the mansion? It's at the mansion. Sorry.
At the mansion. Yeah.
Driven them to the mansion to kind of get to the X-Men. They thank her, and then she like leans against the car all sexy in her outfit, only to have Sebastian Shaw come and take the car away from her and capture her. All very exciting. And at the same time, Kitty starts to feel like this really is Storm, because Storm is like telling her, don't do that, child. You're doing this, doing that, like chiding her like a parent or like a teacher would. All right. So Justin, what are your feelings on some of these ladies? We got some good looking ladies in scantily clothes. This feels like a Whitesnake video now.
Yeah. So I'm really glad that they tied in Stevie. I know it might seem a little bit random, but there is this relationship that was developed, and they never really carried on with anything. So it is nice to like touch on that here and there. Right. And so this being one of the ways to kind of do that. And I mean, yeah, as of right now in this quick scenario, who else do they really turn to as the rest of the team is tied up? Although I did question, when would it be appropriate to like reach out to Avengers at this point, or reach out to, if I was Storm right now, I'd be wondering,
for me, Misty Knight with her 6-shooter rakes about like Misty Knight packing. At least Misty's packing.
That's true.
She'll still drive you. Yeah, she's going to come with a heater.
What do you call it? The Saturday night special.
Moira's gonna come with her machine gun, at least, right? She's got the assault rifle. I feel like I don't know what Stevie brings to the thing, but a car. But that's where I'm at. Maybe that's where I'm at with it.
No, that's fair. That's fair. What I do like that opened up was the discussion of again showing the relationship between Kitty and Stevie and the jealousy that came out of Storm. And we've seen this, like we've slowly seen little hints of kind of jealousy, but really Storm does continue to express her feelings towards Kitty as like a mother-daughter relationship, and how it's like she's hers, and so to see that. It hurt her. It kind of hurt her, which was deep.
Totally.
It just shows you how much that Storm really cares. But so I'm glad they brought that in, though. Overall, these gifts, by the way, are ridiculous. It's so funny.
JD, what are your thoughts on Stevie? And I kind of feel like she's one step away from getting on the hood like a Whitesnake video. That's kind of where I'm at. What are you feeling here?
I was ready to play the music when I watched that. But I saw that jealousy. I totally 100% agree. The only thing I can throw in, yes, love the art again. But yeah, the outfits are right on, John. I totally agree.
Storm's body and Emma's outfit. That's a lot of wins. There's a lot of W's in there.
We just need a Colossus to have the big old, heavy metal hair, the hard rock hair, and then we'd be set.
Oh man. That's what Gambit's for later on. Gambit can pull that look off. A question from JP that I actually thought about, which is, and I guess because Stevie is so removed from the X-Men, she's like doesn't know who Emma Frost is.
Yeah.
Is there a part where where Stevie would say like, who the heck is this blonde lady? Like, what is the deal? What are you guys doing? Where's Storm?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't feel we missed the bit where Stevie gets to have questions. We
just
jump straight to Stevie saying, "Sure, I'll drive you."
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I think it's funny
maybe Storm used a little bit of Emma's abilities and
that could have been interesting.
Tweak some things. Yeah. Who knows?
Flashy thinger. He's the Men in Black flashy thinger.
Yeah. The neutralizer.
Have you ever flashy think me?
Yeah. You tell me right now.
Right. All right. Well, let's jump on to Wolverine getting beat up. He's getting smacked down. People are beating him up, and we get Henry. We get Mr. Leland, Harry Leland, deciding like, I'm gonna use my power and make you super heavy. I'm gonna crush you. And poor X-Men dealing with all of this stuff. Meanwhile, the other X-Men are trying to figure out, how do we escape? What can we do to get out of this? And apparently Nightcrawler picked an amazing girlfriend, because she's got all kinds of abilities that she's utilizing as a magic user to get them out of this. Meanwhile, of course, we have Kitty and Storm trying to figure out a way to get back into the mansion because they can tell something is up, something's going on. So Storm trying to use the power of telepathy to speak through Kitty while Kitty is going through walls to break into the system and let her in. All sorts of kind of like, how do we use these new powers? Don't quite know. Am I going to scar you for life? Did you have any thoughts on this, JD? What's going on here?
Totally loving the action where Wolverine's getting beat up. But my favorite part was the part where Storm, Emma's trying to use her power and not be able to use it perfectly, which made it perfect. Because I didn't want it just to be like, oh, I can do it, and that was it. And then basically almost killed her. So I was like, totally enjoying this part. And then
for sure.
And then when she gets in to do the breaking in part, that it hit it perfect. So I was like, still into the story like big time. But
nice,
loving it.
Justin, what are your thoughts here on the return of Leland and his giant crotch?
Fat guy and a little coat. Just so great, these gifts here.
I mean, it's reality, right? Look at the guy. Look at him. He's enormous, and that coat is tiny, just like those pants.
Yeah, really well done. So I like that they included this Leland getting a little bit of revenge on Wolverine, and Wolverine just kind of taking it. I mean, it's crazy to see how he's like sheathed, or his arms, all tied up in that metal belt or whatever you call that. Pretty wicked little design there. And even that, he still puts up a fight, like, which is this, that's why we love Wolverine. Like, he throws the guy over even with no hands, and giving him a hard time until Leland steps in, of course. But again, just a nice little reminder as to what Leland does, and this whole, adding on this extra weight essentially with
Wolverine right here. Wolverine dies. You guys didn't know this is a key issue, the death of Wolverine.
This is the death. Oh, the death.
The death of Wolverine.
Good point with Amanda too. Like, she's definitely playing some tricks here, which I was wondering what happened with her, because we didn't really, see this, or how things ended with her, with all the action going on from the last issue. So, Nightcrawler's. It is Amanda, right? Nightcrawler's girlfriend.
Yes, Amanda.
Yeah. I like that Leland too is just like doing all this on screen, and they're just kind of making the rest of that.
They're making everybody watch.
Yeah. Interesting plan of theirs. But anyways, carry on. Yeah.
Chet, you're here for a reason. This is what you're here for. Like, you can't expect anything. Less Leland and more Emma Storm. I get it, but we go where the story takes us.
That's right.
Speaking of which, let's get straight to Emma Storm Emma. So now we've got them stumbling across Storm outside, trying to break in. Now it's a battle of, I can't use my powers. Can you use your powers? I don't know how. And they're battling. Sebastian Shaw is just watching all of it. He's just kind of like, this is hot. Like, this is hot. And Kitty somehow saves the day, opens the hatch, gets her in, and then it seals it in time. Then Kitty's like apparently off on her own. I don't know where Storm went, but Kitty's running through walls, stumbles across Hellfire goons, only to be rescued by Wolverine. # not dead, still alive.
# not dead.
Wolverine's like, nah, I didn't die, even though you didn't see it on the camera. I didn't die. It was all a trick because Amanda has magic. She made it look like I died.
Yeah.
Some of this seemed a little convenient to me, Justin. I don't know how you feel about the magic of Amanda.
It's certainly convenient, but I don't question wizards. I don't question magic, so I roll with the punches. Good point though with questioning where Storm is right now as Emma. After she gets pulled in, last minute, they escape Sebastian Shaw, and then the next scene is literally Kitty running through the hallways.
I'm gonna say they escaped Emma Storm. Sebastian Shaw is just watching. Like he just likes to watch. He's just standing there shaking his fist and saying stuff. He's pretty useless in this movie.
Well, I do like that Wolverine comes back. It kind of explains a little bit more of the details. I love the artwork here too. Kind of those closer up scenes of his.
And the Wolverine drawings so good.
Yeah. And then he comes right into this plan. So I like it.
JD, any thoughts here on the cat fight?
Amazing. I'm like Sebastian, so I'm just back there watching.
He's just watching too.
just
pop.
Get your popcorn.
Yes. Give me some popcorn. But
there you go.
The art is amazing. I do like which power is going to win, who's going to figure it out first. And yes, and convenience that she had her power able to get him out of there. But I did want to see where he came from, more or less on a page, maybe.
Wolverine or Sebastian?
Wolverine.
Right.
I wanted to see where he came through, or he went through a tunnel. He came through, one of the little pipes or something. Just a little bit more for me, but sure. I totally loved it. I'm still digging this issue, coming and reading through this right here.
And in my opinion, best is yet to come here in this issue.
It's true.
Because now we get all the X-Men together again. Kitty's going through, getting them out of their manacles. Amanda's casting spells, setting people free. Everybody's breaking out, and Cyclops is getting his gimp hoodie off. And apparently, all you really needed was an elf punching Santa Claus to take him out, because red-haired Santa Claus is going down. And Wolverine is like ready to kill all these henchmen. Justin, tell me about how you feel about Wolverine versus henchmen, or Leland versus Nightcrawler. I got to hear your thoughts, man.
So, man, the whole thing with Wolverine, like, he really, for what he's known for, and killing and being ruthless and all this stuff, like, in these last couple of pages that we get through, he really flips the script on on his stance on things. And I know we'll get into more with the ending.
But it's that ongoing theme you mentioned earlier, where it's like, do we kill?
Right.
Kitty was questioning, heroes don't do that.
No, we're better than
I know what we know heroes at DC don't do, but heroes at Marvel, apparently, we're not killers.
They're not killers.
And the X-Men are questioning that, right? Because could have killed Emma, and now Wolverine's like, I could gut all these guys.
Yeah,
I did it once.
right. And I'm kind of surprised that the guys were just like, kill me. Like they at this point they were, I don't know if I'm surprised, but just like, yeah, they just wanting to die after, they explained that they've been like, their bodies have been switched with a bunch of mechanical parts and things like that. And so, for him to just kind of drop him there was very big of him, Wolverine, because I really thought we were going to get some blood. I thought we were going to get some blood. At that point, maybe at least knock him out. I don't know. You get a punch or something. But I love the bamping scenes. That Nightcrawler goes from one into the punch. Like,
yes,
I know we'll see more of that, and we've seen a little bit already. But like, I just love the idea of how he uses his teleportation and how he can really help kind of pack a punch with some of the stuff that he does.
Like the explosives last week with the
Sentinels,
where we saw was epic all around the Sentinel.
That was epic. Yeah, that was really great. For sure. I love these two issues. The more we're even talking about it, I'm like, man, this is a great little series here. So yeah, I love Colossus. He gets his in, making Leland fall to the ground there.
Right.
I'm still creeped out with the Red Hood thing that
the
Cyclops. From
I mean, it's the Hellfire Club. The women are wearing dominatrix outfits. They got Cyclops.
A lot of leather.
It's a lot of questionable.
It ties in.
And so they're wearing red because, like Deadpool says, they don't want their enemies to see them bleed today, and they knew they're fighting Wolverine.
There you go. Yeah. It's a Wolverine fight day,
right?
Yeah.
JD, what are your thoughts here on these two fights?
Amazing fight scenes. I loved it. Then you get Cyclops taking off his red helmet, so you get to see his power. But the kicker was the Wolverine part where he showed mercy. Now he's kind of just like Kitty. He's evolving being with this team because he's just a killer. Now he's learning to be, merciful and actually not kill somebody for feeling sorry for him. So I kind of enjoyed it.
And in a way, isn't it really the impact of Storm that we're talking about? Because she's the one who's really the pacifist on the team, who's talked a lot about how murder scarred her life. And so now we're seeing both Kitty and Wolverine, people she's had a real impact on, responding to that.
Yeah, I totally agree. That hits it right at the nail on with the hammer right there. That's perfect. But again, Nightcrawler jumping from in and out and doing that punch, yes, amazing.
Right. Yeah, right. The Bamf was perfect.
And I recall the issue before, when he did it on the Sentinels, that was a killer issue too.
So great,
so good, so good,
dude. You got me getting a goosebump for X-Men again, so I'm gonna start reading more and more.
Hey, that's what we're here for, man. That's what we're here for. Once we
get
back off those Marvel fanfares, we're gonna
go. Yep.
No, dude, that's all I have. But this is you're killing me with this. I'm loving it.
Well, we're getting into the big fight here because now we're getting into where the panels are starting to shift up. We're getting Storm and we're getting Emma, and they're getting back into their abilities. Shaw and Emma Storm breaking in to fight the X-Men. Cyclops bouncing rays and Colossus punching people, and Nightcrawler trying to stop Aurora, Storm, Emma, and then Emma Storm showing up to try to fix the whole thing. Shout out to JP who noticed that Wolverine did wear his brown pants. That he did.
Oh yeah.
Joel the Geek, what is going on, my good buddy Joel? Good to see you, my man. I hope things are doing well for you. So, JD, what are your thoughts here on the plan where it looks like Emma Storm has a solution to this Freaky Friday thing?
She wanted just to use the power to get back into it, which I totally loved, to get her body back.
Right.
And I totally dug it. I totally fell for it. I totally believed that it was going to happen.
Right.
So, the fight scenes were amazing. I totally love the beaming bounce that knocked down Sebastian, which was amazing. I also like Nightcrawler still bouncing in and out, but this issue is compact with action, and I loved it.
And Justin, I think it's worth noting here that Storm is an Omega level mutant, and controlling that ability clearly is throwing Emma Frost for a loop here.
Yeah.
She fries Sebastian.
Her own guy. Yeah. I love her reaction. Seeing her face there. Actually, that's probably one of my favorite scenes is the one panel in the middle bottom of when Emma is grabbing Storm's body. If we're referring to actual bodies.
Right.
And Storm's face, like the face expression, it's really Emma. Her face expression, as shocked as it is, I thought it was so well drawn. Yeah. Really getting her face expression on that particular panel there. So yeah, she's just stunned that she did that to Shaw and you know, her lover, after that makeout scene that they had. But you know, so she's stunned. It backfired, and now things got to kind of, you know, hopefully can be reversed here. But yeah, this was wild.
Yeah. And I do love on the left side, the panel layouts are really staggered. The diagonal lines are really, really cool because it bleeds into this page where you get even more dramatic line action happening as Storm, Emma Storm are like battling with their abilities. Storm has the gun. She's trying to switch their powers. Freaky Friday themselves back again. Everybody's helplessly on the ground like the cover showed us. And you get to see them reverting to their old forms. Very exciting, right? Cat fight.
And it's accurate to the cover.
JD, sorry, Justin. I mean, what are your thoughts here, man?
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I was waiting for this scene. I was waiting for them to be fighting in the air the way they were because of that cover, and it landed perfectly. The way that the panels are this way, kind of laid out here as well.
That line work is so cool. And then even the like storm, like cloud rain lines are really great. Right?
Totally. Yeah, this is definitely like the page, right? The one that's like right next to us here. Really love the artwork. They end up, she has that gun, essentially is what we learned, is that it's this like little gun that was developed that had swapped them to begin with. And so the gun's involved. Our Aurora has it in her hands as Emma. We don't know for sure. We see that like a light flashes that made the gun went off. We're not sure what happens. And then we see Emma's body being thrown to the, to the ground here and then caught, seen on this other side here. And again, another beautiful panel of all the flames around Storm.
Yes.
And then that's where we learn that it's actually Storm and she's back, right?
And yet again, X-Men saving a person they could let die.
Yeah, could
right?
Yes.
Yep.
JD, any thoughts here on this fixing of characters in certain bodies?
You hit everything perfect, both of you. I think the art was still amazing going throughout the whole book. And of course, you got a caboose shot, so you can't,
I'm saying that, right?
Thought of you.
As you should.
But it's amazing how it just flowed perfectly, even the drop. And just like the car in the beginning, you get those panels where it's going down slowly. So I did enjoy that. And then, she went to go save her. Then you're all Storm's back. So I loved it.
JP's got a few questions. Number one, they don't really show that. Where does she get the gun? They do. I'm assuming this is what happens when Kitty's running through walls on her own.
Right. She's gone off and
Storm's like, you know what I need to find is that gun. I bet it's here somewhere in the mansion. Right. That's what. Let me just look around. Hey, there it is. She left it sitting over there.
And if there's wizards or magic around, you don't question it.
I get that. I'll take it. Also, tell me you hate Cyclops without knowing anything about Cyclops. Right there. Since when can he bounce his beams off of any? Come on, man.
That was wicked.
I mean, we've seen it in many issues in the past. Him being able to bounce his because they are not lasers. They don't melt. They don't have heat.
Yeah.
Right. They're a concussive blast. So they do bounce. They're a physical force. They're not a heat. It's not like a lightsaber. He can't melt a door down with them, right? But it's a physical hit. It's energy that way.
Yeah. I think back to the Murder World scene where like that one room with all the cars and he's helping ricochet things.
There you go. Yeah. Yep. I know you hate Cyclops, but just put in a little effort, JP. Something. So then it's all over. It's all done. Storm is wearing next to nothing. She's still flying around.
Yeah, she's
about to murder. She's about to murder Emma again. And there you've got Wolverine going, "You're a pacifist. Wait, you're not a killer."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, crap. I'm a pacifist." And then they're like, "Okay, I'll let you live, but don't you ever try this again." And then you've got her monologue. The inner monologue of Emma Frost is, "I swear, Wind Rider, with all my heart and soul, that though we've lost the battle, the war between us shall not end until the X-Men are both dead and damned." In my head, I'm like, yikes.
Yeah.
Talk about not learning the lesson. Holy crud. Any thoughts here, Justin, on this bit?
Yeah, so first of all, you get Storm naked, essentially flying through the air, bits and pieces shredded, essentially.
Solid finale, right?
Yeah. But as you pointed out, it's a moment of emotion, maybe a moment of weakness, if we want to call it that. And again, seeing Storm and how angry she was, knowing how she was, as she calls it, like I've been enslaved, essentially, taken out of my body, like you ruined so much, and how angry she was, where she's like, I'm ready to, she's like, I know I swore to never kill, but I'm ready to let that, skip that rule for this one moment and actually kill you. And for Wolverine to be the voice of reason here, like what? Like, this is what like even from the middle, there's just Wolverine stepping up, saying what he did, and I do like that Storm clarifies that at the very end. She's like, it's kind of odd coming from you, Wolverine, right. But thank you. She does appreciate his words, and luckily she doesn't kill Emma Frost. So I like how this ended. The one thing, as you kind of point out, like, basically they can't call the cops because then it exposes the X-Men as well. So that's why they didn't call the police. It is frustrating. And I feel like there still should have been something figured out there, because obviously you're literally just letting the bad guys go, and they're going to devise another plan at some point, even though Sebastian Shaw looks, pretty dead. He's toast.
It's funny because isn't his power to absorb energy?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Apparently, he's never tried. It's kind of like once you go black, you never go back.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just too much.
He couldn't handle that booty. It was too much. It was too much. So for him, it was like, dang. I thought I absorbed power. Like I thought that's what my mutant power was. But then I got hit with that Omega level stuff, and it was like, dang, I can't do this. This is
yeah. So I'm a little bummed that they're gonna just let them go, but. JD sign.
To JP's point, Storm did just save her from falling to her death, only to then threaten to kill her a second later.
It's true.
Caught her before she fell to her death, and then it's like, I'm gonna kill you.
I mean, she does say, she's like, part of me wanted to let you drop, but there you are, Miss Frost, on dry land, safe and sound. Like, she says that to her. He says, by morning, the storm you infernally created will be no more than a memory. Like, so it is weird. Yeah,
it is funny. It's a flip floppy thing.
Yeah,
it's a flip floppy thing. Yeah, for sure. Justin, any final thoughts? Did I cut you off too much?
No, you're good. You're good. I'll pass it down to JD there.
All right, brother.
We've lost JD, folks. We've lost JD.
Sorry.
Loved it. Wolverine actually being the same person to bring her back was the kicker for me.
Right.
And throughout the whole comic, where you learn different things about them, it's basically Storm did influence them, and she got influenced by the person she influenced throughout the team part. I'm probably saying it wrong right now. I'm sorry.
No, you're
doing all right. You're doing all right. I got you. I hit you kind of hard with that one.
Yeah, but of course you got Goddess Storm right there with no clothes. Loved it.
Right.
But overall, I love the issue. That's all I have to say right now. Sorry, guys.
Get him some tissues, man. Get him some tissues. I love the face expression of Storm, by the way. Like how angry she is when she's grabbing her by the neck. Yeah.
Great. Wow. Totally. And I thought of this when they're mentioning all those other things. Like, where does Storm get the blanket? Like, where did that purple blanket? It's a pretty solid, like bright color fuchsia. Like it's not like it was somebody's cape or somebody's outfit. Like nobody was wearing fuchsia this issue.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Oh, by the way, one thing I want to point out too earlier, they did highlight that Cyclops had his glasses or his Ruby Cortex in his belt, like a visor in his belt or whatever. Something random I just thought, but I wanted to point that out because we've had that scenario happen before where we're like, where did he get that? Like
it's the utility visor that they brought along perfectly in that pack, in the emergency pack.
It's like the Batman belt, you know?
Well, at this point, you'd think people would be like, check him.
yeah.
Search his stuff.
Pat him down.
It's the mystery backpack that holds both sandwiches, yes, and extra visors. That one. That's what it's for. It's all it's got.
I got to get me one of those.
I would love it if you pulled one of the visors out and it's got like tuna fish stuck on there. Like, like there's little sandwich bits, there's some crust on there, something. So any last thoughts here before we get on to the money side of this whole book? Justin?
I actually want to ask you guys what you would rate the two of these issues together as a full story on our grading scale. And John, I'll pass it to you first. I'm just curious where it stands. Does it change overall for you? Because we gave a pretty high grade for the first issue as well.
No, I agree. I think it's a great two-parter. 9.6 for me, at least. I do wish I'd had more Sentinels in the second issue, but there's so much. You highlight two of the best female characters in the Claremont era, right? I mean, Emma. And I guess 3 if you want to throw Kitty in, but it's really an Emma Storm show, these two issues. Two of the greatest characters, head-to-head. Great artwork, and especially in the second issue. First issue is a mix. So there's some things that hold it back, but for the most part, this is a prime issue. And Wolverine's evolution in the Claremont era really highlighted well. Nice.
Love that. JD, what about you? What do you think about the two of these as a combination? How would you rate it?
Same boat as John. I'll go 9.4, 9.6. Yes. Love the art, especially the second one, just like he said. But I do love this part where I didn't bring up where when they find out they're getting a divorce and how she had to go to the other school, and then you get that part where you don't love me, and I was telling you guys in the back, that part got me and totally into the story, and that's why I'll rate it pretty high for me.
Dude, I am so glad that you guys said that and put it up there, because I feel, even just talking about this issue, that this story arc is like a 9.6 easily for me, and I really enjoyed it. Like, even my grade for this, I think, goes from between a 9.2 and a 9.4 more to a 9.4, 9.6, even just for this issue. Like, I really enjoyed this one. So I mean, this is something I think I'm glad I mean, this is my first time reading these two. I'm glad that we hit these along the way, and I just didn't. I don't know. I guess I like thinking back to everything we've read so far and everything I've heard. Like, I thought maybe we hit its peak for the most part, but that's not. This is clearly. I mean, some really awesome stuff.
You were like relieved to know there's still great stuff around.
Yeah, like I wasn't sure what to expect. I just wasn't sure what to expect. Like, I know there's other great stuff, but like I didn't know we'd get it so soon either. I know we've been slowed down by the fanfare stuff, but like this kind of just went right into only 5 issues past what John Byrne was doing. So I'm just pumped. Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. Like, I would recommend this as a I need to get the issues. That's what I need.
Be excited. I mean, Omni Volume 3, you get Frank Miller writing stuff. So I mean, you get all kinds of great stuff coming up here, man.
True.
So those aren't even Claremont issues.
Yeah, wild. Yep. Good point.
All right, let's take a look at some of the finances here. So this book in a 9.8 runs fair market value $180. There's about 170 something issues that have been slabbed by CGC. It cuts by half when you get to a 9.6, price wise down to $95, and a little bit down below that 70, 60, on and on and on. This book obviously continues the Freaky Friday storyline, and we do get a somewhat alternative fastball special with sort of Harry Leland being thrown at Colossus to then punch out. So an alternative fastball special, but really not any huge issues as far as keys in this book.
Right. No, that's a good point. I forgot about the fastball.
Yeah, I forgot to mention it when it happened. But they mention it as a fastball. Like, let's do a fastball special. And
one thing I'll note too with the pricing, I didn't send to you because it wasn't enough info to be worth really sending it as putting on the screen. But when I did click into the 9.8, and again, this is Go Collect pricing. There was a 90-day of 155, so it did go down at least within 90 days. There was no 30-day or 60-day, but that 90-day average was listed there as a 155. So there was something sold, in the past quarter or whatever. So definitely affordable. Again, I would definitely buy this for $150 as a 9.8, 160.
Right.
I would totally, I'd be down. Although I want to get
that cover, obviously looks good in a slab.
Totally.
But you want to read it.
I was gonna say I would definitely need to get a raw, and whenever it is that I do meet Chris Claremont, this would definitely be a book I'd like, or the two of them I'd like to have have him sign those. So
sure.
But yeah, good stuff.
All right, well, let's stop sharing that. And any other thoughts that we want to mention before we get into quiz questions here?
I got nothing, but I'll pass it to JD.
Nah, nothing. Just enjoying it. My time with you guys.
Cool. JD, you have the issue, right? You were showing that earlier.
Oh, yeah.
You have, yeah, nice. I see. I need to. You have two of them? Is that what that is?
Oh no,
okay, you got
part one. So I have.
Oh, nice.
So I was reading them just to refresh my memory. So
yeah.
Like, let me have them right there.
It's a book that you can find, as Sov is mentioning, for a reasonable price in shops, because it's not anything people are hunting for. These key collector era days, this is a book that is under the radar. Claremont books in general don't go for less than $10 in the high grade, but like I think you could still get a reasonably good. I remember being able to find this one when I was hunting it a few years back and not have a huge issue finding it. Yeah. But, and again, underappreciated despite a really kind of dynamic green cover, as JD mentioned.
Totally.
So this is the end of the episode where we ask you questions and you can get entries into our raffles. The questions are not based on this issue, sadly. They're based on last week's issue where we were over on Justin's channel talking about the first half of this dramatic two-parter. We're talking about issue 151. And we'll ask questions about both the issue, the show that we did, and we're looking for the first two correct answers. And JD's watching those comedy answers because he's going to give a raffle ticket for every question to those that make him laugh the most or that he thinks are most creative or disgusting, depending on how his sense of humor is tonight. So we're going to ask 4 questions, 2 from Justin, 2 from myself. We're going to give 3 tickets for every single one, and lots of prizes will be given away at the end of June, so about a month away from today as we finish up this Omni. So hopefully some of you can get on the scoreboard and get a shot at winning, because last time one of our big slab winners only had 1 raffle ticket, one entry, and he won the 9/8 slab. So it was a beauty.
Matt.
So be ready.
Yep. Good
Justin,
point.
you want to kick us off here?
Yeah, I'll go first. My first question, based on last issue, is why did Kitty's parents want Kitty Pryde to go to the other school? Why did they want her to leave the current school she's at with Professor X? Very specific reason that was noted there. But I figure it sets up for some good comedy as well. So why did Kitty Pryde's parents want her to go to the alternative school, which I was trying to look for the name of it.
It's the something academy. I can't remember what they called it.
Yeah.
I was assuming it was because of her. They wanted her to go to a fashion school because of all those horrible costumes she was making for herself.
She needed to learn a thing or two. Yeah.
Those of us who've seen some of those costumes, yikes! The roller skates. Anyone roller skates?
No, yeah.
When was the last time you saw a cool superhero with roller skates?
This is true.
It's been a while. Okay, so first up, we've got getting a divorce. They were getting a divorce. So switch schools. It hits a little close to home, JP. A little close to home. Azor says they want her to be normal. So is because they thought Charles was a little pervy. little pervy. I said low, not little.
Yeah,
low. Better was low.
It definitely works better with low.
JP says they met Cyclops and said no way. Harsh.
All caps.
Lefty Blues in the chat. What's going on, Lefty? He says because Diana Ross was playing at the other academy. They want to get front row seats next to Lasso.
This is where 62 shines, just so you guys know.
He is hard to beat in the comedy category, so just be ready. And Lasso agrees completely with that. So far, I only see one correct answer.
Same.
Those of you that know can copy and paste as you choose, but there's only one correct answer in the chat at this point.
Yeah.
They didn't want Kitty to enjoy too much Peter. In quotes. Oh my goodness.
I'm still laughing at the pervy. The little pervy line.
A little pervy. Because the X-Men are always running around naked. I mean, the beginning of this 151, everybody's in bikinis. Even Cyclops is in a bikini. The mankini.
That's a good point. Yeah.
It's not parents getting divorced. That's a little harsh. A little bit naughty boy. I know, right? The pool parties, right? The pool parties, the X-Men pool parties, and the X-Men baseball games.
They do have some wild.
Somebody on TikTok the other day posted like all these clips of X-Men playing baseball from 100 like different issues. It was hilarious how much baseball the X-Men have played.
Oh man, I had no idea. That's cool.
Hilarious. Less,
cool.
fewer alien attacks.
I
mean, probably. That's probably fair.
Yeah.
They heard about how dangerous the sandwiches are. Oh my god. So I'm gonna give I believe that we have now our second correct answer. First one was Azores.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
To be around kids her own age, because all the other kids are pervy old. And the second one would be
Is that JP?
JP. So we got two correct answers there. A lot of comedy in this chat, JD. Anybody blow you away? Too many field trips? I mean,
I'm gonna have to go with the pervy. That made me laugh.
Let me find Lil.
Lil pervy.
There was
Professor X.
Yeah.
Or Charles. Yeah, Charles is
Sove Collector.
Lil pervy.
Sove Collector with his 14th raffle ticket entry.
Nice.
So congrats to you, sir.
Nice.
All right. My first question is, once they have switched bodies and gotten a little bit of control over themselves, what is the first piece of clothing that Emma Frost puts on now that she's become Storm? Now that she's strutting around in the Storm skin, what article of clothing does Emma Frost feel the need to don? This could go a lot of ways.
They really
could. Incorrect. Lasso said it. Wait, Lasso said it? Did I miss it? I'm gonna scroll up here while you guys are dropping.
I thought Oh, okay. I missed that.
There you go. I'm still gonna leave that one for JP. So, but he's being on because he's being honest.
That's fair. Yeah.
And Lasso has way too many. Scrolling back down. All right. Yes, you did. Okay, that's gonna be the starting line. It's the fur coat. It is the fur coat, which means Lasso and Azores, first ones to roll through there. Yeah, a white. What's a white fur coat? It's going to be the first pick, right? Lingerie was probably second. I mean, that was fair. It was probably second. A cape. No capes. No capes. A shoestring. By that, I'm assuming you mean lingerie.
JD's dying there.
Roller skates. Come on, she can fly. She doesn't need roller skates. I mean, I'm hoping that she was wearing some of that stuff beforehand. A headdress. Now that would be actual Storm. That's a Storm maneuver. If she could have as Emma, she would. I would have loved to see Emma with the headdress, you guys. Yeah. A bra. Come on, these are X-Men characters. They don't need that. They defy gravity. The leather bikini with some whip me boots. Holy cow, 62. 62. A thong or some pasties. It's really getting it. Nothing, which is what I would wear in Storm's body. Oh, so good. All right, JD, who's the winner, man?
I'm gonna have to go with 62. That was
this one,
the leather bikini.
Yes,
there you go.
The whip me boots.
Whip me boots.
That is number 25 for 62. So he is doing really well in that comedy bracket.
Nice.
We still got two more questions. Next up is Justin.
All right. So, who did I compare Colossus to when he was stuck in the ground? Now you'd have to have really seen the episode last time, not just read the issue, but there was someone that I had put up next to that picture as kind of like a GIF or image, comparing Colossus to someone else because he was stuck in the ground during the fight scene.
Leland strikes again.
It was the end.
Good old Leland strikes again. There he is.
There's the close up. There it is.
Always. All right. That is, that I think that does remind me of Madeline Pryor's costume. That's fair. Compared him to a lunchbox. Lunchbox. Winnie the Pooh is the correct answer, which means 62 and JP.
Top two.
Done, one and done. Compared him to Mole Man.
That's pretty accurate. I
like Winnie, period.
The
Pooh.
The period was a nice touch. It's good that we mentioned a little Disney something while we got JD here. So.
Yeah, the Disney man right here. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
He's going tomorrow, right, JD?
Yeah.
I mean, He lives there every day. He goes every day. Just over. Go get a
Jerry's coming down.
Get a churro. Nice. He's a regular. He's a regular.
And that's it. Get a churro and he won one ride.
He walks in and the people are like, "Oh yes, Mr. Ragin Cajun. Yes, come on around this right here." Like they just know him by name, you know.
I mean, I felt like I was with royalty when we were cruising around. It felt that way. It's good. It was a good time.
No.
We tried to give him information. He's like, "Oh, I already know that. I
know
all about this place. Come on."
He's like, "I know the secret back way."
It was cool though. We felt like we were getting escorted around. You know those people that get escorted around. Yeah, we're like
your tour guide, your personal.
They have a second-rate tour guide. We got number one. The Rock was. Did he compare him to the Rock again? More rocks. Lots.
There was some rocks.
All right. Any of those worth the point there, JD?
I'm gonna go with a lunchbox. So
nice,
Joel
the geek.
Let's see. I think you're on.
Is that his first, or has he been on there?
No, he's gotten some before. That's his second. Nice. So there you go.
All right, Joel.
All right, final question of the night.
I'll be there Sunday.
Oh, nice. The Star Wars celebration. Yeah. Awesome.
Oh, across the street from Disneyland. There you go. Last issue. We mentioned that there was a first appearance. It's not going to make it on the slab. It's not going to be written anywhere there. But which key Hellfire character had a first appearance in last week's issue? It's the first appearance of which Hellfire character?
Yeah, I'm gonna tweet at CGC so that they update their information.
Kind of necessary
for this.
I feel like this is going to go down in history as something big. Speculate on that.
There you go.
I'm just saying. It was not Celine. It was not Vern the Hellfire guy.
That's
great. The faceless clones. Ultimately, really, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, pretty much.
Diana Ross and the Hellfires.
It's got a nice ring to it.
I would go and see that. I want to see them perform.
I'd be down for that.
That's your dog's name, Vern the Hellfire guy. Selena Gomez. No, it was not Selena's first appearance. No, in fact, the correct answer is beautifully stated here. The female Hellfire guard, Janet.
Well done.
Janet, the Hellfire guard. That might be one of your best answers ever, Lasso. And I'm just going to give it to Sove, who says it was Janet.
It was Janet.
It was Janet. So, so there you go. Even you got a set of 15 there for you, sir. It was White Queen Storm. I mean, really, that's fair. That's fair.
Yep.
No. It's not Amber Heard. Ooh, J-Lo. That would have been cool.
Oh yeah.
Miss Janet, if you're nasty.
That's right.
Non-player characters. NPCs. So it was the first appearance of some NPCs.
Yeah, the NPCs.
It was Susan Speck. You're right. It was Janet Speck. Almost as good. All right. Any of those, JD, worth a point for the raffle?
I'm gonna go with Selena Gomez.
There you go.
Nice.
Because we talked about Disneyland, and I did see her there, and it made me laugh.
Is it Eric?
That was Azores.
Yeah. Eric.
All right. Very nice.
So that's your 17th, Eric. You got 17 raffle tickets. And those of you that want to answer questions about this issue that you just learned all about, you got to subscribe to that guy, because next week, 153, his channel, and you got to be ready for it. This is the final Uncanny issue for this omnibus. We still have a few issues after that we're going to go over that are non-Uncanny issues, but this is our last of the Uncanny run. Yeah, be sure to subscribe and be over there. JD, man, firstly, I got to hang out again soon, man. We got to go do some crawl, hit some shops.
Heck yeah.
And
I've been hitting dollar keys. I found a Hellboy for $1.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That was a big hit at the yard sale. I went through dollar books, and I even told her, I go, there's some keys in here. She's all, if you find it, they're yours. I was like, okay.
Nice.
Oh, diamond in the rough.
Yes.
That's nice.
But no, definitely.
I know my girls and I when Christmas time comes around, we got to get over that Nightmare Before Christmas. So we might try to do that Disneyland with you, because we've never done it. So at least I haven't. So it'll be new to me. So
we have to. I'm totally down.
Joel's ready too. So Joel's ready, make it all happen.
Nice.
And yeah, so this is from the. I try to wear a lot of community shirts. This is from the Morbius Comics channel. Collect comic books, not plastic. Save the planet.
Save the planet.
So these guys have a ton of great content on their channels. You should definitely subscribe and check out what's going on. Anybody want to highlight anything, Justin? Any big highlights you want people to be aware of? Things they can go find now or upcoming?
Main thing is this Thursday, Fire Guy Ryan and I are going to be on my channel at 10:30 this Thursday Eastern, 10:30 Eastern, to talk
Superman?
about issue 2 Superman. Yeah, for all seasons, issue 2. If
Nice.
Whether you've read it or not, come hang out with us because we break down the whole thing, kind of similar to what we do here. Go panel to panel, and it's a great little mini series 4-issue set. So we decided to stretch it out a bit and talk about each issue individually. So we'll be doing that this Thursday.
And JD does a weekly weekend Sunday show where he's talking to members of the community. Anybody coming up that we should be aware of? Anybody that you just had that you want to mention?
Not having anybody for the next like 2 or 3 weeks because I'm doing some cons and the Star Wars Celebration and some weddings. So I'm gonna take maybe 3 weeks off and then start up again.
Nice.
Probably gonna do a year. It's almost a year in August. And it's a birthday month, so I'm gonna bring you guys on hopefully, and we'll just hang out and have some fun.
It.
Birthday bash.
Didn't you just have somebody too recently? I can't remember.
Yeah, I had Rudy and DX from the Team Nerd Herd.
Oh yeah,
nice, awesome.
We wanted to recap, and then we just had some fun and just talked. But I'll be hitting some of the your great followers and friends of mine, and see if you can come out and hang out with me on a Sunday if you guys are free.
Awesome.
Love to see your collections.
Absolutely.
Nice.
All right, well, folks. Yeah, of course,
absolutely, man.
Always, absolutely. And when we get
next season,
when we start looking at season 3, we're gonna definitely drop some options for you to come by and join us again.
Yeah.
Totally.
So thanks everybody for coming. I don't necessarily have anything huge coming up. I think I should be hanging out tomorrow with the One True Nerd King, doing some kind of new comic book day discussion. But that's pretty much it for me for the rest of the week. Busy with a lot of things going on in the life. But hope to see you guys all back on Justin's channel on Tuesday next week.
That's right.
So thanks everybody for coming and have a great night.
Later, guys.